Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Definitely a thumbs up. I am freshly showered. I have eaten food. I am sitting here in my very tiny studio apartment that has no kitchen in it. It's not really a studio apartment. The kitchen is in the community center. If you want to cook, there's a very nice kitchen in there. It's actually very, very well laid out and good stuff, so thumbs up for that. That's really the only thing that's missing. There's a sink, there's a bathroom, there's a shower. In this area, it's about 150 square feet. You know, it's a cave. Definitely a thumbs up. Hopefully your cave is nice too. Definitely would be a good thing. I sort of had some stuff written down here. One of them is something that irks me, and it's a YouTube thing since I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I don't mind sponsorship ads. If I want to get past them, I'll just skip past it, hit fast forward until the sponsorship is over. Or if I really like the channel, like Internet Today with Ricky and Elliot, I will quite often sit through their sponsorship reads so they get the entire time of the video read, because I watch all the way to the end too. But you gotta be upfront about it. If you're trying to be deceptive about the ad, to not let me know I'm in an ad until the ad is well underway, I've mentioned before that I too will click off well before videos are done, depending on what is happening in it. And if you not start, but in the first, well, at any point during your video, you start an ad that I don't know is an ad until, specifically, grounded news in this case. Their sponsorship reads have the lead from regular video into advertisement has a bridge so that you don't know you're in an ad until here. They'll be talking about this subject, and then they'll bring up a subject that has it's adjacent to it, and then becomes the grounded news ad. At which point I click off because you lied to me. And I'm not going to watch your ad if you lied to me to get me to watch it. Be upfront. Don't lead me up and lie to me. So yeah, I was clicking off ads that do stuff, videos that do that. I don't feel guilty about those. You can't feel guilty about clicking off any video. Though please don't click off mine. Yay. But I just wanted to mention that. It's the kind of insulting your intelligence kind of thing, as well as, well, I've forgotten the other one now because I've brought up the insulting your intelligence one. Oh, ADHD brain. Thumbs up for that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I play a lot, as I've mentioned, of the game Paint the Town Red. And I've done a fair amount of Paint the Town Red videos. There's this other fellow that even in the past year, even in the past month, does Paint the Town Red videos. They're pretty good. I enjoy them. He gets a lot of views. But yeah, I was watching him do one, and he plays far differently than I do. And he looks upon some of the challenges as far too challenging. They should be looked upon as, well, what they are. A challenge. He says, when looking at this one, where it was a building with a lot of people, and it was 166 people that had to die for you to win the level. And he was like, 166? How am I supposed to kill 166 people? Well, remembering Look upon it not as work, but as a challenge. And especially if you're going to do it by hand, well, you just do it carefully. You can get them. Because remember, you're not the only one doing the Lord's work in these scenarios. All of the other NPCs hate each other as well. So it's not only you against all of them, because you're not locked in with them, they're locked in with you, but they're also locked in with each other. So quite often, you can sit back and do tactical decisions while they're busy reducing each other to just bare skeletal. They're like Frankensteinian monsters, except the exact opposite of stitching flesh together. They're just raw bone with no meat left, and they're still racing after you to try and get their punches in. But yeah, you can do it. Don't look upon it as work. But yeah, he played far differently because he was using all the weaponry and punching and all this stuff, and I will throw stuff occasionally. There are two types of NPCs. The ones that you can kick and they go flying, and the other type you kick and they take the punch without a move. Take the kick without a move. You gotta knock all the meat off their bones before they finally kick off. Those ones can be a hassle and a pain and not much fun. If you're locked in a room with only those and you do not have a lot of maneuvering room, there's no joy in Mudville that day. It is no fun. But if you got room to maneuver, I spent 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, kicking all the meat off of every single one of these bad guys that were in a bunch. And you can circle strafe carefully where you come in sideways to do a roundhouse kick as you pass by them in a strafe, instead of going straight at them. So it took a long time, but I finally got them all. So, thumbs up for that. But the point being is, yeah, you can do a lot of stuff and it's good. There's a lot of, well, I've mentioned before, there's just, even I, who doesn't even like to kill bugs, just love the game for its bloodthirstiness and love of human death. Something to lean into. It's good. Past that, though, the only other thing I've got, and I say only other, is I've got a whole bunch of weird stuff that goes on in my setting, and I've mentioned before that there is a different kind of thing that happens. Now, what I mean is, in my setting, there's all sorts of light sources. Everybody has not just the genome that's within you, but you have extra universal genomes that are still attached to you but are not active. And when I talk about cryptids and all this having extra universal organs like sight organs and all sorts of bizarre stuff, from the outside, it looks different from us. We are 3+1 creatures, and we are only able to perceive things in that 3+1 range. But extra universal organs that are still connected to us, if you could step out of our frame of reference and look at it from here, you would see not us with extra universal organs that are separated. No, it's like one of those pictures that are made up of dangling pieces of junk that when you get into the right angle, you go, oh my God, that's a picture of Marilyn Monroe. It's like that. From down here, it looks like just junk. We can't comprehend how all these extra universal parts fit together. But from the proper frame of reference, we're all just one being. Everything is connected. Now, where was I going with this? Yes, again, we have all of these various genomes. Ours, there's a cryptid genome. There's the genome that allows you to use glamours. But there's also the other type that allows you to become a being of power, where you can become extremely powerful through arcana, which actually does physical brain structures that alters your brain so that, and I think I've mentioned this before, a one-dimensional creature casts no shadow, a two-dimensional creature casts a one-dimensional shadow, a three-dimensional creature casts a two-dimensional shadow, and a fourth-dimensional creature casts a three-dimensional shadow. These brain structures allow them to manipulate the three-dimensional shadows of these fourth-dimensional objects to build the engines necessary to become more powerful. But think about that. What shadows and where are they tapping into? They are higher levels that they are tapping into to manipulate the shadows, so that manipulates the energies, objects, and forces. But what would that mean if, say, a creature of a lower level of reality was able to manipulate our shadows so that they could get a thing to happen down on their level? Our shadows are caused by a lack of light. Now, this is metaphorical, but still follow that through. What happens if your shadow moves? Your shadow is caused by the blockage of light by an object. Your shadow can't exist unless there's an object to block the light. So if your shadow runs in that direction, and that happens to be a busy street, a shadow is caused by blockage of light. You've got to block the light to cause the shadow. Suddenly you find yourself running into traffic. Your shadow can't complete that run. You died. Oh, their spell failed. Or you're asleep and your shadow runs 10 feet in that direction. But that happens to be on the other side of a brick wall. So you find yourself trying to run through a brick wall, and you can't stop trying to run through a brick wall, where you are forcing yourself with all the ability that the human body has to push yourself through that brick wall. You are not going to survive that. That would be pretty rough, I would think. But this is roughly what they're doing on different levels, so that they can use their abilities. But that's just the way that happens for this particular way to do it. It's all of that, but instead of using it to cast spells, they're using it to travel through different universes and use their powers in this fashion. So thumbs up for that. I need to check my time. I have not been talking a whole lot, but I have not done a whole lot. I still need to get out into the world today, go talk to the case managers, make phone calls, try and get that done with all of my executive issues, executive function dysfunction issues, not issue issues. Good golly, Miss Molly, I promise I can English. So, call to action time. If you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that'd be very cool. Definitely appreciated a thumbs up for that. And for every one of my Patreon patrons, you are beautiful and awesome people. Without your help, I would find life a lot more difficult. So thumbs up, thank you. You are beautiful and awesome people. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. They are lying. And for everybody, allow me to swallow. Everybody that leaves me a comment, thumbs up and thank you. You two are beautiful and awesome in your own ways. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up and heart every comment that YouTube allows. That's like or heart because sometimes YouTube won't let me like, but it will let me heart. So figure that one out. But thumbs up for that. Thank you so very much. Again, don't let people tell you you are not beautiful and awesome, because they are lying. Well, I'm just going to take care of myself today by editing, rendering, uploading, doing what I can for mental and physical care. Go out for walkies, try to go for a full round the block walkies instead of just here to Walmart and back. My heel and my toe. Oh, I was going across the field last night, and there was a pit where I stepped. So I was falling in, except I hit it with my toe. And I kept myself up with that on my right foot. I was able to keep walking, but that was a white hot pain that lasted for the rest of the night. Not as eruptive as it was at first, but it did not go away. Though it fell off, it never went away for the rest of that night. Doing okay now, but hokey smokes. It was a fun night. I definitely do not recommend having bone spurs and then stressing the muscles that rub over those sharp edges. Definitely not a good plan. I have nothing here with words on it that I can lift up that I haven't shown off 1,000 times before. So let's do that again. If you could type hand in the comments to show the YouTube algorithm that people actually, and me too, that people actually watch these videos, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you. Even when I can't say anything about it, it is appreciated for every one of you that does write it down. You don't have to, and when you do take the time, I do thank you. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. Plus, I'm going to be doing more Disco Elysium today, where I fully feel at this point I have done it complete, been playing it so wrong that nobody wants to watch it. Part of that is just my low self-esteem issues. But yeah, I've been playing it wrong in that I'm thinking about things and putting deep thought into some of my decisions, whereas I apparently should be more just rolling with it and grabbing something that just pops into my head. So, how about that? Anyway, though, you take care and I'll talk to you later. I gotta click over on all these things so I can get the stop recording button there. Yay! You take care.